Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today I am so thrilled to share this tangle with you. This is my favorite all-time mac and cheese comfort tangle, my go-to tangle, Flourish, by Stephanie Skelton. I hope you would like it as much as I do. So this one is a grid-based tangle. And what I've decided, because I have some samples to show you on a larger scale, but just so that way also so you can maybe more easily see, I'm just going to make this, we're just going to do, well, I'll say essentially a 4 square, but this tangle, it goes over 4 squares. So if you're drawing your grid, I'm trying to have this be at even distance away. All right, so there is my box. And then let's see if I can make this right here in the middle. Well, sort of. All right. So imagining this is a part of the bigger grid, and we'll just focus in on this 4 square. And so when you have the bigger grid, you just decide, well, where do you want to start? Because, so this does have kind of a center, at least. So we're going to work again in these 4 squares. When you find the 4 squares you want to start with, we're going to put a big orb colored in the center of those 4 squares. Then we're going to put seeds in each of these 4 boxes. So, and then so it's everything emanating out of the center. So a seed is basically a curved line going one direction, and then a curved line going the other direction. So it looks like a seed, right? Now, one thought with this, so, and I kind of gotten to the point sort of where I feel, well, somewhat comfortable-ish, depending on the day. It's like, okay, that curved line didn't look so hot, but that's all right. When I do the next one, it'll be fine. But you could do the curved line one direction, then flip your tile, and then go the other direction, like so. So, the flipping of the tile is there so that way, number one, you can feel comfortable, having your hand be comfortable. And then 2, there's a consistency also I have found with doing it that way. And it's up to you. I like to share different ways to do things because we all work differently. And, and sometimes we just don't, think, oh, hey, well, there's an idea. And so if I have an idea, I like to share it. All right. Next step is, actually, if you have ever done the Tangle N Zeppel, and I do have a video on that. I think it was one of the first ones that I had done. Actually, I think, yeah, it was the first one I had done that kind of spawned this idea of doing these Zentangle quickies. And, but I don't think I had it labeled as that yet. I'll have to go back. But anyway, that one, the objective is you have a grid, with sometimes odd shapes, but the idea is picturing a bubble that would fit into a square, and the fact that, you're not going to get a bubble isn't going to go into this corner exactly, it's going to round off there. So what we do for this next step is I'm going to essentially trace over this center grid line, and then I'm going to peel away at some point, and then peel away again. So I'm going to just do it, and then I can talk back through it. So tracing over that center grid line, and this is where you can decide where you want to, pull away from that center grid line to make this curve. So we're making a big curve, and we're going to touch the top also, and then another curve to come into this little spiral. So it's, a curve line, and then, we kind of keep auraing in on it, making that spiral. Now, I'm going to do it the opposite direction. What I've found is turning the tile this way, and then, I kind of go slow so I can work to kind of peel away at the same time, and it's not going to be exact, and that is quite all right. All right. So then you're just going to turn your tile 90 degrees. This is a lot of rinse and repeat. Now, as I said, sometimes, the going slow is a good thing. I have actually done them in the past where I would do it this, let me just do it. So I do it one way, and then without turning the tile, I just decided to turn the tile all of a sudden. and it can work. It's one of those, it's up to you. It's up to you. All of a sudden, my 9% Italian has come out. All right. So there we have it. And, and if they're, if they don't match, everything is okay. It's all okay. Then the next thing, which is another all-time favorite thing to do in my book for tangles, is, if I had a drum roll, the line, the line ... So from that center, drawing a line out, I'm going about halfway-ish. You can decide how far you want to go, but about halfway. And then the dots kind of make it, like, say, 3/4 of the way. And there we go. And it just, that line ... there's, flux is another one that we added. Anytime I, add that, it's just like, oh my gosh, it just makes it look so neat. It finishes it off. I don't know. It's such an amazing thing to do. Now, a lot of times I don't necessarily shade this, and it depends on how I'm doing it. In a moment, I'll show some examples, but if you wanted to, so you could do things like you could color in sections. I would hesitate, unless you do maybe these sides, like if you were going to shade, fill it in with black, you don't want to lose this, so you wouldn't want to be coloring in that, but these outsides you certainly could do if you wanted to. But for right now, I'm going to add just a little bit of graphite coming out from that center, just in the seed portion, and spreading it out a little bit with the tortillon. And it looks kind of neat, but I think it needs some at the tip. So just a smidge. And then we're going to smudge the smidge. Oh, man. Oh, see, and look at how nice that's looking. And I do like to, add it kind of light and then see how it looks and then decide if I want to add more. This kind of makes it have a little bit of a light, delicate look. And that's just neat. I like it because it does two things. Number one, when you add it, in the center, for any of the seeds, you add it to the center and the tip, then it kind of gives a little curvy look to it, as well as kind of makes it look shiny. And I think I might need to have just a smidge more, just a little bit. But since we don't put erasers in our kits, that's why I'd rather go in stages and add a little bit, and then add a little bit more. I have like a line there instead of, I like to have the nice gradient that kind of goes into nothing, so I don't have like a line. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, very cool. All right, so as promised, so let me back this up a little bit. And I hope you enjoyed this tangle. Like I said, this is my ultimate favorite. So here's one that I did. Added some, I can't tell if that is, that might be colored pencil. I'm not sure now. But I added some color into the sections that I mentioned. So you could, add some color if you want to. I added some, I'll see if you can see, if I turn it to the light a little bit. Jelly Roll, the brand, has a really neat clear, it's in the Stardust category, and I think they sell these, oh, here it is, independently. So like you can get like a 2 or a 3 pack. And it's the Stardust collection. It has this little, star on it. But it's just clear, like a glittery type of color. So it's not really, it adds a little bit of gray. It's going to add something because of the glitter that's in it. But, now you can kind of see. But it's just nice. So I added that into the center there. And then, colored in the background with the black and did some perfing and auraing and just to make a nice thing. But this is rather large scale that I did. But you see, so I did the grid, and then you just have to decide. Luckily, well, this, I usually start my grids in the center and then work out both directions, which for this tangle ends up real nice, because then I could start one right dead center, or as dead center as I got. So that is kind of nice about that tangle. Actually, look at how that's almost about the same size. But then, so this was a tangle that I found early on, and like I said, I've been in love with it ever since. And I did this at working a garage sale at my mom's, and this tangle is called Divine, D-V-I-N-E, and I know I have a video on that. And so I was playing with it and then decided, oh, well, I'm going to put Flourish in the middle. And you can see the size difference. So it's rather small. And this is one of those, a lot of times I'll say, draw it bigger than you think. And this is why, let me back this up just a smidge, and there we go. Okay, I'm recording this on a kind of a wibbly arm, so I apologize when it shakes and things. But yeah, so this is very, very nice. Doing something like this, to me, I like the challenge of having to work these little partials. Kind of working behind all of this stuff, and this one was a challenge, that's for sure. And then I had another one here somewhere. Oh, there it is. That I did. This I did a long time ago. This I was just messing around because I wanted to figure out how to do, say, like a Zendala, but make the divisions on my own. So I was playing around with some stencils, and I just wanted to see how it would work. And so of course I have to do my favorite. Actually, I think these are pretty much all of my favorites. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. And this one I didn't really do an outside border, and yeah, and I shaded it. I shaded it a little bit different, but shaded the overall, not the individual flowers, as well as on here, where I didn't. The only shading was around the exterior here. So, but anyway, so that's up to you, of course. And but this just gives you some ideas and some thoughts on how you might utilize it and have fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is my favorite, and in the description box, I think I mentioned, if I didn't, my step outs for this, as well as links to connect. I'm doing classes on Thursdays at the time of this recording, and I plan to do it for as long as I can, doing them free. And or I have some real nice folks that are supporting me with just kind of like a personal donation or buying products through my site and stuff like that, just to kind of help me support our habit. But anyway, so ways to connect on there. If you enjoyed the video, love to have a thumbs up. If you liked it enough to see more, feel free to click on the subscribe button, and then also do hit the notification bell that's right next to it so you can select how you want to be notified. And with that, thanks for watching, and I wish you very happy tangling.